I got run over by a semi my third day of driving. Sophomore year of high school, I just got my learner's permit, and everybody knows you got to have the hours of practice. We're at home. My mom makes tacos, like a full spread. Everything you would need to put on the taco, she's got there. But I wanted tortilla chips for my pace salsa. And me being the punk, spoiled high school kid I was at the time, I tell my mom, like, I need tortilla chips. Like, we need to drive up to the Dollar General because we live in Crittenden. Shout out Crittenden. Anyone who knows Crittenden, Kentucky, future mayor of Crittenden, Kentucky, Luke Winovich. I think a lot of kids will admit to this. Maybe not if they are this age, but when I was a sophomore in high school, I was just a punk. Like, nothing was ever good enough, right? So I tell my mom, like, I need to drive up and get chips and salsa. And she's like, all right, well, that's fine. I'm like, plus I need to learn to drive anyway. Like, can I just drive up and get some chips and salsa? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So she gets in the car with me. And I don't remember if my dad was on a work trip or he just didn't drive his car to work that day, but my dad always had the cleanest cars, right? Probably washed his car once or twice a week. The inside's always completely spotless. If you bumped the door when you're getting in with your foot on the inside and left a little mark on the plastic, there was a problem. That's how clean my dad kept his cars. So we drive up the road to the Dollar General, which is literally a minute away from our house. There's a little bit of traffic on the main road of Crittenden. There's a little bit of traffic as I get in the turning lane and hang a left into the Dollar General. And the entrance into this parking lot's really skinny, like very narrow, like a normal driveway. And it splits off into two. On the left, on one side is the Dollar General and its parking lot. On the other side is this little plaza with like a sub shop and a couple other stores. Big semi truck is delivering stuff to the Dollar General. It's pulling forward and it's leaving the parking lot. At first, I was going to stay in the turning lane, but then I'm like, well, I'm blocking his turn because when semis turn, obviously they have to take that big wide turn to keep their trailer in position or whatever. We turn into the entrance of the parking lot. The front of the semi drives by, and it's pretty close. And then as it turns out of the parking lot, hangs a left. Well, it's a super narrow turn because they have like a concrete median and sidewalk and stuff there, so he doesn't have space to kind of go out and around to keep the trailer in position. So the trailer starts coming right for us, and my mom's like, that trailer's coming right for us. You got to back up. I'm like, oh, shit. So I throw the car in reverse, but I can't back out into a 2-lane road with oncoming traffic behind us, which if I was a more experienced driver at the time, could have easily just backed out into the road. There weren't that many cars coming. This is literally my second or third day of driving. So I'm like, I can't back into oncoming traffic. And she's like, oh my God. As soon as I turn around, you see the tires of this trailer coming right for the front of our car. He drives his trailer right onto the hood of my dad's SUV. My dad had a Nissan Pathfinder at the time, so it's not like it's a small car. Those semi-trailer tires came right on to the hood of my dad's car. So I throw the car in park. You hear our tire explode and pop. Tires are coming right at the driver's side of the windshield. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. These tires are going to literally crush me in the car because it flattened. As soon as those tires went up and over our hood, it flattened the whole front left side of my dad's car. I mean, we were amazed. I don't have any pictures because on my old Android. I wish I still had the pictures of it, but literally flattened the whole left side of my dad's car immediately. And the tires are coming right at me. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. I remember ducking my head to the right towards the center console as much as I could. Well, luckily, the semi kept turning. It drug the tires in the corner of the trailer up and over, like smashed my rearview mirror. And the trailer completely crushes the car. Me and my mom are sitting there in shock, like, all right, we're okay. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm like we're looking at each other. You okay? You okay? You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Well, after that, man, all freaking chaos breaks loose. You get out of the car just to see how bad the damage is. And like I said, just completely pancaked the whole front left side of my dad's car. And the dude kept driving down the road. This guy jumps out of his Spectrum van. He was on lunch break. He watched the whole thing go down. He's like, I saw the whole thing. I got his license plate number. Like, just let me know if you need a witness in court. And we're like, we haven't even talked to the guy yet. Like, we're still processing the fact that, okay, we're okay, but my dad's whole car just got flattened by this semi. And then a couple other people came out of the Dollar General because they saw it happen and they were talking to us. Well, we see the semi go down the road and turn into a Total Care Pharmacy parking lot. We were talking to the people in the parking lot who wanted to know if we were okay and just kind of observing the whole situation. Like, holy shit, that was crazy. We're like, yeah, that was insane. We just got hit by a semi. We just got ran over by a semi. That was insane. The semi comes rolling back up towards Dollar General with the flashes on, stops in the turning lane. This dude gets out, comes running up. He's covered in sweat, gets to my door. And I remember that dude, his eyes, he was tweaked out on something. He was like all sweaty, comes running up, looking all over the place. He's like, I I'm sorry, I didn't even feel you guys under the trailer. And I'm like, holy shit, that's insane. Like, I don't know if it's just because you're a tweaker or that's really just how much bigger those semi trailers are than cars. Squashed my dad's SUV like a fly and didn't even feel it, supposedly. Supposedly. Before we even have an exchange with this dude, a couple state troopers pull up into the parking lot. This guy obviously either was high on something or had just gotten his CDL or something, because this dude went down the road, turned into the Total Care Pharmacy parking lot, and squashed their electric brick sign that they had in front of their parking lot as well. So this dude was just running shit over left and right with his trailer. The way he was acting and talking and how dilated his eyes were, we thought he was high as shit on something. But, you know, at that point, we were just glad we were okay. And I was like, damn, my dad's car's so fucked up. He's going to be so pissed. But we ended up calling him, and he was just glad that we were both okay and stuff. The funniest part of the whole thing is the cops come over, check on us. And as they start talking, they say, you know, we're going to need your insurance information, vehicle registration, all that stuff for paperwork purposes. Because obviously the semi driver's at fault, but they still need all our information. And I didn't even bring my driver's license with me because it was literally a 2-minute drive, right? So the cop's just shaking his head. He's like, you need to go to your house right now and get your permit so I don't have to write in the accident report that you didn't have your license on you. And I was like, oh, shit. So in the midst of all this chaos, at the time, our neighbor was dating this crazy. He had this crazy girlfriend who's now his ex-wife. If that tells you anything about how the relationship went for him. She pulls up in her BMW. She's like, "Oh, hey, how y'all doing? Oh my gosh, you guys been in a terrible accident. Is there anything I can do for you?" And we're like, "Actually, could you drive me home real quick? Because I don't have my driver's license." She's like, "Oh yeah, sure, hop in." Like I said, 2 minutes there and back. It felt like a 10-minute drive because the whole way there, she's like, "That officer that's talking to you, he looks real familiar. Do you know him?" I'm like, "I don't know him." She's like, "Do you know his name?" I'm like, "I don't know his name." So processing, I've been run over by a semi. Can we just get to my house and you can go introduce yourself to the state trooper when we get back? She's like, "I think he's my cousin." I'm like, "Cool. Can we get to my house already?" She like stopped at her house and she stopped at my neighbor's house and was getting stuff, and then finally went over to my house so I could get my driver's license, and then ran me back up there. Well, this officer is taking down all my information and stuff, and he was cool about me not having my license. He's like, "It's a good life lesson for you, like that." I'm like, "Yeah, we cool, I got you, but here's a license." Well, our neighbor's girlfriend, she just hangs out talking to this cop. She's like, "You're what's your name?" He says his name. She's like, "Oh, you're my cousin." And then starts talking to this dude about all these random stories, like having walks down memory lane with this cop like she's known him her entire life. She's like, "It's so good to see family." And she's telling us like, "Oh, this is my cousin. This is the best cop ever. You're so lucky he's on your case." She sits there for 15, 20 minutes with us talking to this cop. And you can tell the cop's getting kind of annoyed. She's like, yeah. And then she says, "Do you guys need a ride home?" Because we had to call a tow truck. Obviously, my dad's car was totaled. So they had to pick it up on a lift and take it to whatever shop he wanted it repaired at. So they put our car up on the lift, and she's like, "Do y'all need a ride? Do y'all need a ride home?" Me and my mom both knew that this lady was kind of whack, right? So obviously, super thankful that she drove me home, but we both knew this lady's, she's got a couple screws loose, right? We could just walk home. Like, it's only like a 10-minute walk at the most. We could easily just walk home. She's like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Well, she pulls out, and then the cop's like, "I can just give you guys a ride in my cruiser after this because I got to go down and do paperwork with the pharmacy as well." So we're like, "Oh, that'd be great." We're driving down the road towards our house, and he goes, "Oh, by the way, I have no idea who that woman is. I've never met her in my life. She was just, I don't know why she was saying all that stuff about me being her cousin. I have no idea who she is." So we were dying at that. Like, dude, this chick's off the chain, acting like she knows the cop. So that was a funny side story for that whole incident. But you know, I'm actually looking back on that. At first I was really worried, like, man, my dad's gonna be so pissed about that. But that's actually where you just get really appreciative of your parents, especially at that age. For me, I was, like I said, a punk high school kid where I've been spoiled to death by my parents, and they've always taken great care of me and given me everything I've ever needed and more. But that type of stuff makes you even more appreciative of them because it's like, and it also kind of grounds you in what's really important in life because, like I said, my dad always keeps very clean, nice vehicles. I was so disappointed that I told his car, "Oh man, I can't believe I did that to Dad's car." And first question is like, "Are you guys okay? Like, don't even worry about it. That'll all get taken care of." So I'm actually kind of glad in a way. That was a good life lesson for me, especially at that stage in life, because I went to a high school where material things really mattered. It was really good to kind of get a couple life lessons there. That one, there's always going to be another car. There's always going to be another house, and from a material standpoint, like somebody's always going to have more than you. But if you center your life around material things, that void never gets filled because you always want more, 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 and it ultimately just results in nothingness. Because when you die, none of that stuff goes with you. The biggest thing on doing these stories and stuff is I'm really out here doing this because I love telling stories, first of all, but I want to try to manufacture a way to be able to take care of my family from this and my friends. For me, I just believe if you're passionate about something, you have to go chase it 110% and give it everything you've got. I'm not saying that I am close to what I need to be making on social media by any means, but the fact that I'm even to a point where I'm approved for monetization on a couple platforms, that's a great step. Those are the little victories that I think when you're chasing a dream, it's important to have because it's like nobody sees all the time, effort, and work you put in but you. And like I said, for me, unfortunately, I picked social media as my path where views and numbers are a requirement of success. But in all seriousness, if I had 150 followers, a million followers, or just one follower, I would continue telling these stories because I realize it's an opportunity to share not only the experiences and life lessons I have with myself, but get to share about the friends and family that I feel like have made me into the person I am. And ultimately, what I've realized about doing these podcasts is it's an opportunity for me to kind of make a digital time capsule about all my family and friends. And that's why I really hope to get them on here more and more as I continue to grow this and try to build Talks with Tom into something legitimate enough to just pay the bills. I'm not looking to be a social media millionaire, celebrity, and all that stuff. Like I really am just trying to get to a point where I can take care of my friends and family. That's why this is so meaningful to me. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the views. Those just happen to be a requirement of the field that I've chosen to pursue. For me, it's all about if I can make you laugh and give you something that hopefully just makes your day better. I'm not saying that it has to be an inspiration. It could be a cheap laugh, like I said, or just something like, man, this kid's an idiot. I hope I'm never like that. But if I can give you something positive in the meantime and create a digital time capsule of my life experiences with the people that I love and cherish, that to me is something worth doing. That's why I do think, regardless of where you are in life, I really encourage everyone, if you have the opportunity to wake up in the morning, to try to find what you're passionate about. And even if it's not a passion or a career path or like a very specific dream, like some people have, at least find what brings you peace and just a sense of like, oh, I'm doing all right. I'm here for a reason. I have a purpose here. I think that's really ultimately all that matters when it's all said and done. It's like if you're able to look back on your life and smile and say that it was an enjoyable ride and I made the most of it each and every day, whether it was making somebody else's life better or having an impact on someone you care about or just bringing peace to yourself. Like, man, I had peace of mind for most of my life because I did the things I enjoyed outside of work or whatever it is. Like, I mean, I know life is full of ups and downs and it's not easy and it's a very mysterious journey that we don't really understand while we're on it. But I do think it's worth at least trying to pursue something meaningful, living your life to the fullest, and that looks different for everybody. I just think you have to really find what brings you passion, what gets you excited to get out of bed in the morning, what brings you peace, what kind of makes your heart full type of stuff. I think that's what really matters in life cuz like I said with this stuff, whether I had one follower or 50 million followers, I would continue to tell these stories about my family and friends because they mean the world to me. And even though the title of this show is Talks with Tom and it's Tom Ziegler and all that, like I just happen to be the one that made the social media page and learned how to do this stuff. The true celebrities and icons in my eyes are my friends and family, and I can't wait to try to get them on here more and more as we go. I'm just working with what I got right now, which is me and my mom's old photo camera in my basement. but but hopefully, if we keep grinding, stay positive, and just keep chasing this dream, hopefully I'll get to a point where I can have a video guy and really start to show off the family and friends that I have, and we can share our perspectives on these stories and those life lessons that that I really love to talk about and share on here. So yeah, with all that being said, life is unpredictable. You could be squished by a semi in a Dollar General parking lot tomorrow. So make the most of your life the way that you want to make the most of it, what makes you happy and makes you feel like your heart is full and at peace with who you are and what you're doing. So, because I look back on that like that was a crazy experience for me, but I'm glad I had it at such a young age because I literally was like, damn, I was a rear view mirror away from getting crushed by a semi trailer. Like, what do I have to complain about when I wake up in the morning? Like, I'm glad I learned that lesson at a young age because I do think it made me just enjoy the day and make the most of every opportunity I have. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means. Don't get me wrong. There's been days I wake up where I'm miserable and I hate the world. But by the end of those, even the most miserable days that I have, by the end of them, I'm like, damn, that was a pretty good day laying on the couch and chilling. I love watching Netflix and not doing anything every once in a while, or damn, even though that was a rough day, I'm glad I got to hang out with my buddies later in the day or whatever it is. Just I'd really just encourage people to in today's society. I know it's hard, but just try to be present as much as you can. Find what brings you peace. Enjoy the little things and enjoy the fact that you are the main character in your own life and you can have those little impactful, enjoyable moments at any time. You never know when they're coming from. You never know who you're meant to cross paths with every day. And I think that's to me that even if you don't know exactly where your life's going or what you want to do with it, just the fact that you could be in a miserable job and a miserable life setting in your head, but you could have one tiny positive interaction with somebody else at a store or at the gas station or anywhere that could completely change their day in a positive way. And to me, that makes everybody out there worth something special. You're significant, you have a purpose, and if you just stay positive and try to figure out what you really want to do, what the most peaceful, best version of you looks like, you'll probably end up on a pretty good path for yourself. So yeah, all that from a story of getting run over in Dollar General by a semi. But that's today's episode, and I hope everybody's well. Talk to Dom. Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more, see no more. I was right around town thinking to myself.